Minnesota roads impact. In a study out of University of Florida by Dr. Coffin, special attention was given to roads and their ecological impact. There's no denying that roads have been hugely important for humans in our ability to disperse, trade, and communicate. But for animals and their habitat, they haven't been quite as convenient. The pollution that comes directly from cars, along with litter, are two of the most obvious examples, but it doesn't stop there. Roads have serious effects on Earth's landscape for both biotic and abiotic parts of ecosystems. Roads ultimately destroy anything that was once there, which for some creatures is devastating. Small animals can often suffer more because most don't have the ability to travel far from home, so potentially a road could destroy the area they reside in. In terms of abiotic effects, roads can change erosion patterns and sediment around streams, which can harm fish and aquatic life in general. Again, pollution from cars plays a role, but further, there's damage associated with chemical spills and chemicals used for roads and keeping them maintained. One aspect that even humans complain about is the loud noise from interstates and busy highways. For birds, this is especially harmful because it disrupts the frequencies in their calls and hinders their ability to perform and hear other birds. In addition, it has also been well noted that even large mammals tend to steer clear of loud roads. Here we are looking at Minnesota roads, and the question to ask is, where is the most concentration of roads in Minnesota, and more importantly, where are they having the most impact and through what landscapes? This is a picture of the GIS model, and I started by getting a map with Minnesota roads and then specifying on different types like highways, interstates, and other roads. This information was then cycled through the Euclidean distance tool to determine how far something is from a road. Next, we use a reclassify tool to help emphasize that the closer to the road something gets, the more impact it feels. This whole dataset, which is called distance from pavement, was added with another set called the Marshall map, which shows different terrain, ecosystems, and plant life in Minnesota. This information was then processed together to form the road impact on ecosystems and Minnesota map. Here I use the Marshall map, which classifies numerous types of landscapes by color and then can be used to look at where different types of roads are in relation to types of land and life in general. I also utilize the intersect tool in GIS to show where the main interstates are and where they intersect, which is depicted by the black. This shows that a lot of major highway goes through prairie land and wooded areas that include birch and oak trees. With improving our understanding of road ecology, we can use an insightful layer like this to see where future roads can be built with the least cost in the environment. In addition, as we learn and implement more corridors, this map can be used to locate areas where they would benefit animals most. Here's a map that encompasses all the tools used in our calculator to show the overall impact on ecosystems from roads. The darker it is, the more impact. From this, it is apparent that the lower part of the state suffers the most, while areas in the north and northeast receive a relatively low impact. When also considering the Marshall map, we can use this information to see if specific locations and landscapes suffer more even if the road concentration isn't higher. This could show exactly what landscapes really feel the most effects from roads. Hopefully in the future, we can take advantage of resources like these maps to establish roads and corridors that could possibly work more fluently with nature. As we've learned more about corridors, it's been realized that they are more complicated to understand and design than most think. Studying already established corridors can be good, but it can be a painfully slow process because animals aren't constantly crossing them. Since we don't quite yet know what constitutes a good corridor, the study suggested locating and mimicking natural corridors. So many factors go into animals' movements, like size, gender, predator prey, geographic factors, time of year, and so on, which makes it difficult to know what will work best for each specific location. The study found that habitat, length, width, human activities, and location are major components to building an effective corridor. Further, it claimed our knowledge on corridors is limited, so further research and inspection is required.